Do you think Peter Obi have a chance when it comes to 2027 presidential election in Nigeria? I mean, considering the type of democratic setting we have in Nigeria. A lot of people say in 2023 that Peter Obi failed the presidential election because the electoral result was rigged. But when you look at that result closely, when you pay attention to that result, you will see that that result follows the same pattern since 1999. So if there is anything like rigging, it wasn't about 2023 precisely. That means the democratic system in Nigeria, the structure, the setup have been rigged from inception. So it's going to make it difficult for some people from certain regions of Nigeria to make it to the presidential seat. Let me say, for example, let's go to the northwest. We have Kano State. When you look at Kano vote from 1999 to 2023, you see that Kano have maintained like a voting capacity of 1.8 to 2.2 million. I'm talking about valid votes. You can go and do your research. Start from 1999 and start looking at the result till 2023. So you can understand what I'm saying. So having that kind of state, pulling that kind of weight in every election in a country where ethnicity is still thriving, has eaten into the bones of so many people, is being passed down from generation. How do you think someone from a certain place in Nigeria can make it to the presidential seat? In 2023, Peter Obi cleared the 5 states in the southeast, the whole 5 states. Not just that Peter Obi cleared those states in the southeast, he cleared it with a significant difference. When you come to a state, you see him getting almost 90% of the votes, of the total vote coming from that state. But when you look at the political voting power of those states, you see that it's nothing to compare to maybe what is going on in the northwest. Let's still remain with Kano State. All those 5 states in the southeast, none of them were able to give Peter Obi up to 600,000 votes. I think it was only Anambra State that have about 580 something thousand votes, to Peter Obi. Others, Enugu was about 400 and something thousand. In Abia State, 300 and something thousand. When you combine these votes, you see that a vote coming from one state in the north have already covered a vote coming from 5 states in the southeast. So how are you going to match that energy with this kind of political settings? I think they need to look into the voting system of Nigeria. Probably if they will start counting by states. Because if you keep on counting with population in a country where people have not really woken up to understand what the country actually needs, a country that is being eaten up by ethnicity. That's why when a secessionist group rise up anywhere in Nigeria, that group will have followers because we are still dwelling in ethnicity. We don't even know what we need in this country. Ethnicity has eaten into our bone marrows. It was passed down through generation. But when you actually look at Nigeria, you know that our problem is not really where we come from. We have a common problem, which is hardship. All we need is a leader that can transform the country, a leader that understands what is leadership. Let me say, for example, this current administration. If President Tinubu can address the hardship that is going on in Nigeria economy, if he can transform Nigeria, I will not sit down and even remember that he came from the southwest or that he is a Yoruba man. You will not even talk about it. The only thing you will talk about is that you have a president that is doing well, a president that have transformed the country. That's what you are going to say, because that is the common problem we have as a nation. Nigeria is a very blessed country, but our problem is that we do not have leaders And why don't we have leaders? One of the major problems there is ethnicity. And because of the settings we have in Nigeria, ethnicity is thriving and is affecting people that can lead this country from coming into power. Let me take Abia State for example. For 24 years, from 1999 to 2023, nothing was happening in Abia State. Abia State was flat, stagnant, nothing was going on. And in 2022, when PDP were doing their primaries in Abia State, there was this major conversation that was going on because Abia State already believed that whoever wins PDP primaries will become the governor of Abia State in 2023. So there were a lot of discussions, and people said that that ticket should come to Abia North because the person that just finished serving came from Abia South. And there was this division that Abia North is still part of Old Bende, that Old Aba have now gone for 16 years and Old Bende have served for 16 years. That was the discussion that was going on. But when Governor Alex Oti came into power in 2023, nobody was talking about him coming from Abia North or coming from Abia South. It was not about that. You see that what people actually need was a leader, someone that can transform Abia State. And what everybody is talking about right now is how well Governor Alex Oti is doing in Abia State. How he has moved Abia State from a mockery state to one of the fastest developing states in Nigeria. You see that what people are actually looking for is leadership. It's not really where that person comes from. And that is exactly what is happening in Nigeria right now. We are all focused on ethnicity, voting based on where the person comes from, thinking that that is the problem. That is not the problem. We have common economic hardship in Nigeria, and what we need in Nigeria is a leader, irrespective of where that person comes from. And Nigeria is such a blessed country with a promising future. When you look at the population of Nigeria, you see that about 60 to 65% of the population are youths. That's to show you the future of what is going to happen in Nigeria. And these youths, I just wish Nigerian youths can just wake up to see the power they hold in Nigeria. They hold a significant power, especially if they will start paying attention to what is happening in Nigeria politics. But it's so unfortunate that we have youths in Nigeria that really don't pay attention to politics. They just say that we have people that are, useless in the economy, talking about it on the social media, but we are not actively participating in Nigerian politics to see the power that we hold as youths. It makes me so sad during the election period. When I stand at polling booths, you see a lot of youths coming there as dogs, but they don't even have their PVC. They are not even casting their vote. All these politicians are just manipulating them. They don't even understand the power they hold. And some people just believe that their vote does not count. We cannot continue like this in Nigeria, especially the youths. We should not allow us to be manipulated by all these men from the past. Keep on manipulating the country. They are selling our future. So I wish every youth in Nigeria will understand that. If we can throw ethnicity to the gutters, because it's not doing us any favor. And understand that you being an Hausa person or Yoruba person and me being maybe from the southeast does not mean anything. We have common issues in Nigeria. Go and see what is happening in Nigerian markets. You cannot say because you come from the southwest and the person that is the president comes from the southwest. So when you go to the market, they will sell things cheaper for you. It is not possible. So whatever price I pay in the market is what you are going to pay, irrespective of the president coming from your region. It does not matter. So I wish Nigerians can wake up to this, especially the youths, and understand the power our population holds in this country. And we can actually do something about it if we decide to. And when you check in that 2023, you see that honestly, more people woke up to politics. Like, especially the youth, more of them became politically aware. So if we can continue with that movement and having God on our side, I think a change can actually happen in Nigeria. I wish the youth can understand that ethnicity is a seed that was sown from the beginning to destabilize the leadership of Nigeria. When you also look at that 2023 electoral result, you see that Peter Obi was not significantly getting any vote from the northwest and the northeast. Where he was getting vote in the north, where he won about 3 states, I think that was North Central, because North Central somehow believes that they are not real Hausas. And you have states like FCT, where you have people that are more developed, people that understand what leadership is all about, and states like Lagos, where you have about 65% of the population coming from other parts of the country, and you have people that are exposed, that cannot be easily manipulated. So, but some other states in Nigeria, most of other states in Nigeria, does not understand that. And ethnicity is still thriving there. And the most painful thing is that those people have the most political voting power, voting strength in Nigeria. So it's affecting the leadership of Nigeria. So looking at all those kind of political settings and democratic structure we have in Nigeria, do you think P2B have a chance in 2027?